Hi Taurus, welcome back to my channel, Karma Fox. I am doing your weekly reading. I hope you guys are all well. I am going to take a quick second to remind you that this is a general reading. It may not resonate with every Taurus sign out there. So guys, take what resonates for you and leave the rest for someone else. Keep in mind the energies may reverse. So if it's resonating, Taurus, get in where you fit in, but don't force yourself into a reading that is just not for you. Spirit, can I have the energy of the sign of Taurus? Taurus. All right, Taurus, you are starting out with the Page of Pentacles. You have the Knight of Pentacles. And you have the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. So I do feel like something here is growing. Something's definitely growing. It's moving slowly, that's for sure. It started small, it's moving slow, and you're not really putting a lot of work or effort into it. It's just something here is organically just increasing or growing on its own. I also feel like with regard to your money, you may have made some sort of small investment, but it is also growing. You may have concerns that it's not working out because you may have been, just on a whim invested in something and it's taking a long time, but it is starting to grow. Let's see who's in your energy though, because I feel like there's somebody you're making some sort of an offer towards and you're willing to go slowly. But I feel like there's something to do with a communication or an offer between you and this person. Okay, so we have the Four of Pentacles reversed. We have the Knight of Swords and the Four of Cups in the reverse. So there's some instability in this person's life. I can definitely see that. This is somebody who is trying to let their guard down with you. I feel like as you're coming in to communicate, they're wanting to communicate too. With the Knight of Swords, they will be communicating honestly. However, they could be a little bit brash in the way that they communicate. Their words could be a little bit sharp with this Knight of Swords energy here. I do feel like there's definitely going to be some communication though between the two of you, likely initiated on your side. With the Four of Cups here in the reverse, this is somebody that has been thinking about you for quite some time, but they may be feeling a little bit drained. So let me see. Show me, Spirit, the energy between Taurus and this person. Yeah, this person's been thinking about you. Queen of Swords in the reverse. So there could have been anger between the two of you. I definitely feel like there could have been a little bit of an argument. The person in your energy may have felt like you cut them out of your energy. There's definitely been some cutting words, which is why I'm seeing, this person being a bit defensive here. I feel like they tried to release the connection, but they couldn't forget you. Let me see. There are things that either there's not communication right now and you're thinking of reaching out, or if there is communication, there's things that's not being discussed. So let me see what's affecting this connection. The Four of Wands. So that's stability coming back in. Now this is a celebration. I don't know, Taurus, are you running into this person at a wedding? It's possible, because I do see the communication and you've got two knights here. And in this particular deck, the Four of Wands doesn't necessarily mean marriage. It's more of a card of celebration, coming together to celebrate, bringing in a sense of stability and change. It's also a card of bringing balance too. Let me see, show me the outcome. Show me the outcome for Taurus. Show me the outcome for Taurus. Yeah, the Fool in reverse. So there is a new beginning that's trying to happen and you're both kind of afraid. The person that's in your past, I feel like they're afraid that it's going to be unstable. that, you know, it's going to lead to issues that occurred from the past. They may be afraid that you're not putting in enough effort into the situation. You may be afraid that they're holding grudges. But there's fear of taking this leap of faith, a fear of this, you know, moving towards a new beginning. Now, it's very well possible that either you or the other person could be looking at this from a long-term perspective, that if you're going to do this, you want it to lead to something solid like marriage or, you know, a firm commitment. So we'll clarify that. Bottom of the deck is the Six of Cups. So this is indicating that you're dealing with either a soulmate or somebody that you have known for quite some time. I do like that the underlying energy is the Six of Cups, Taurus, because that's a very sweet card, particularly in this deck. It's a card of longing. It's a card of, you know, kindness and, you know, giving of oneself to the other. I do definitely like that card in this deck in particular. So let's clarify. Spirit, why is the Page of Pentacles here for Taurus? The Two of Swords and the Knight of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, so you've already made up your mind to offer something or to communicate with this person. But I feel like when you communicate with them, Taurus, you're going to try to keep it very grounded. You're going to try to keep the emotions out of it. You have the feelings and emotions, but you're not going to go rushing into anything. You're moving very slowly here. You're kind of seeing if this is going to organically grow. Let me see the Knight of Pentacles. You may even be wondering if this person is open to having a discussion with you. Nine of Cups and the Strength card. Yeah, so you do want to move towards this person. I feel like, Taurus, you've done a lot of work on yourself. You've been trying to figure out what it is that you really want in life. I feel like with the Knight of Pentacles, you've been slowly moving towards what you want. And at this point, you've already decided that this person is your wish fulfillment. You do want something solid and stable with them. You have very strong feelings towards this person. So I do think that you're moving slowly in their direction, but you're trying not to rush in. You know, you're trying to just let this organically build on its own. Why is the Eight of Pentacles in reverse for Taurus? Why is the Eight of Pentacles in reverse? Four of Wands reverse and the Page of Cups in reverse. So there's some details that you're not really noticing or you're not taking into consideration here. The reason this is not moving into this Four of Wands, into this solid, you know, connection here, a happy sense of celebration, is because of the lack of emotion. You're not putting the effort into, you know, the emotional response as well. So it's kind of slowing this new beginning down. And I could see where you're saying, okay, I want this to kind of grow organically. I don't mind if it moves slow, but there still has to be some effort put into it. So let me see their energy. Spirit, why is the Four of Pentacles in reverse for the person in Taurus energy? Okay, so we have the Eight of Wands and we have the Three of Coins. So this person is going to be very cooperative with you. I do feel like they've kind of decided that they have to let their guard down. They have to let bygones be bygones. They may feel that there's a soul contract between the two of you, but I do see that there is communication back and forth. I feel like you may initiate it and they're going to respond very readily. They're also very cooperative with this because they want to work things out. They want to build something. I can see where there's been anger in the past, but this person is definitely trying to work things out. Why is the Knight of Swords here for the person in Taurus energy? There's that Four of Cups in the reverse again. And then we have the Queen of Wands. You could be dealing with an Aries, a Leo, or a Sagittarius. This person has been thinking about you. And, you know, they're going to drop their guard. They're going to let you know that. They're going to say, yeah, I never forgot you. I was constantly thinking about you. I just didn't know if this was going to be a missed opportunity between us or not. This person's actually very passionate about you. You're dealing with somebody here, Taurus, who is very attractive, and they are in a glow-up stage of their life. This is someone who is charismatic. I'm hearing gentle. This person, people genuinely enjoy being around this person. Let me see. I'm hearing life of the party. Why is the Four of Cups in reverse? Why is the Four of Cups in reverse? All right, we have the Devil, sign of Capricorn, and we have the Eight of Cups reversed. Well, because this person is afraid that if they return to the situation or you return, that it's going to wind up being toxic. I don't know if there was some really toxic energy before, but this person is afraid that there's toxic energy. They're fearing that this is a toxic love situation. And I feel like that's why they are a little bit guarded and defensive. So let me see the energy between Taurus and this person. Hold on. That card was determined to come out. All right, we have the King of Pentacles reversed. We have the Wheel of Fortune reversed. And then we have the Nine of Pentacles reversed. Okay, so this may have been a very codependent relationship. Just be very careful with that, because that could be what this toxic energy is. I do feel that this person in your energy felt a deep sense of loss when this connection ended. You never fully moved on, but you're not really expressing your feelings and emotions either. I do feel that you felt a sense of loss. They felt a deep sense of loss. I will also say, though, that this person feels that you are responsible for what occurred between the two of you. So let me see the Four of Wands. Now, you could be dealing with another Taurus, a Virgo, or very strong Capricorn energy here. Why is the Four of Wands here? All right, the Tower in reverse and the Knight of Wands reverse. They're afraid that you might be either in and out of their life, and that's at best, or that you could be a bit of a player. They want something that is solid, that is steady, that involves, you know, bringing this together in a committed way. I do feel that this is somebody who, you know, is very concerned, and they're going to express those concerns to you. I do feel they're being truthful. I do feel like they're being honest. There are things that, you know, for a time the two of you were not speaking. You could be meeting up at some sort of an event, like I said, a wedding or a celebration or a party of some sort. And that may be what opens the door to this communication again. With you in your energy, you're doing everything you can to avoid a tower moment. That's the last thing that you want. That's why you want to move slowly. The only thing I would say, Taurus, I agree that moving slowly is a good idea, but you do have to put a little bit of effort into it, because this person is reading that lack of effort as you returning to toxic energy. So let's look at your outcome. Spirit, why is the Fool in reverse? Okay. We have the Star card reversed. We have the Two of Cups. Yeah, you're likely dealing with a soulmate. And we have the Magician. Sign of Gemini is very strong here. So I do feel that there is a new beginning that's trying to come in. You both have some fears about that. I feel like you may reach out to this person initially. I do feel like, you know, there will be an honest discussion. And I do see this person also being able to reach out to you and basically say, look, I do want this to work out, but I'm not going to be manipulated, and I don't want to go back into a toxic situation. I never forgot you. I never, you know, felt like things were completely over. So I do see the two of you coming together, but it is going to take quite some time. Part of the reason is because of the lack of effort, Taurus, that you're putting in. It's kind of holding off this this celebration for you. And the effort's not being put into the emotional part of this equation. I do feel that that is creating some instability. I also feel like that's because your emotions are kind of up and down. You went through a tower moment, it looks like, when this ended as well. And so I do feel like while you've worked a lot on yourself, you're not trying to create another tower moment either. So just, you have to get your emotions under control before you can be in any kind of commitment or relationship. But just know that this person is reading the lack of effort as being, you know, you returning to toxic behaviors. So I do feel this person has manifested this connection. They are manifesting a new beginning between the two of you. And I do indeed see soulmate energy that is here. So bottom of the deck is the Sun card in reverse. And this is indicating to me, Taurus, that there may still be some unhappiness here. There's a lack of clarity as far as moving forward, what direction to go, you know, and part of that is being caused by the fear that's surrounding, you know, coming back together with this person. All right, I'm going to pull an oracle card for you, Taurus, and we will see if there's any further advice. Yeah, it says cherishing self. I accept and love myself. Oh, I might need to close that window. I apologize, guys. I have the window open and the kids are home from school, so they're running and going in the neighborhood. All right, give me just a second. All right. There are times to put your own needs above the needs and expectations of others. Put yourself first today. Buy yourself roses, invite yourself out to sumptuous dinner, or buy that special gift for yourself that you've been putting off. Treat yourself the way you would treat an honored guest. The universe wants you to know to be your own advocate. Spend time cherishing yourself kindly and gently. Focus on what is wondrous and remarkable about you. When you truly care for yourself, you are able to care for others even more and make a difference in their lives. It's difficult to give when your cup is only half full, but when your cup is overflowing, you have more than enough to offer others. In the same way that a flight attendant tells you to put on your own oxygen mask before assisting others with theirs in an emergency, cherish yourself first, and then others will benefit even more. That's very smart and wise advice. So yeah, cherish yourself today and every day, Taurus. I hope that this reading has been helpful for you. If you've resonated with the reading, hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and hype the video if you get the opportunity. Until I see you in your next reading, Taurus, know that you are love, and namaste.